Hello guys, good morning. It's me again, Ronald Point du jour. I am a real estate broker associate with Citadel Realty. So today I'm gonna answer one of your major big questions is for the sellers. And I think this video is also good too for buyers. There's a lot buyers can learn from these videos. So we're gonna start. We're not gonna take too long. So my name is Ronald, as you see. My show will Mr. Ron Realty Talk, and there's a lot you're gonna learn about real estate and real estate investment. So this is my email address, and this is my phone number: 954-461-4754. Many of my buyers, sellers, the last 2 weeks, I receive a lot of questions regarding time to sell the house. So that's why I put together this video so that you sellers know how to sell your house and how to make the most about your piece of real estate. So are you supposed to sell your property now as seller? And how you can make the most about it? This is the goal of this video, okay? So what we see going on now, as seller, you need to really understand your market. You have to understand your market. And that's true, this is a seller's market. But you need to have a clear understanding of seller's market. A clear understanding of the seller's market will help you make the right decision and save time and get the most money to your pocket. So you need to really understand this seller's market. So what you see in your advantage as a seller, record low mortgage rate. This is advantage for the seller. It's not only for the buyers, it's also a great advantage for the sellers. So what you can benefit from that, how you see more buyers are qualified now to buy your property. So this is a great competition because of low interest. More buyers are qualified to buy your property. This is a good advantage for you sellers. And another thing now you see that's on your side, seller, is the shortage of inventory. We do not have too many properties in the market. As you know, until now, a federal loan that covered by the government. So these are loans, it's hard, you cannot foreclose them now. So, which causes a shortage in the inventory. So now we have most property in the market that come from regular sellers, not from lenders, from banks. So because of the shortage of inventory, we see an increase in the heavy competition because more buyers qualify, but there's not enough properties in the market. We see a heavy competition between buyers. And then what advantage for you sellers? To increase your property value. So what we see going on from March, beginning of the pandemic to now, November, we see a drastic increase in property value everywhere, all counties, all states, everywhere. Increase in property value, what it causes? It causes an increase in your home equity. When we talk about your home equity, what we see if you have a mortgage on your property, and then your property, for instance, a value $350,000. Think about you have a mortgage on your property for $100,000. So your equity in that property is $250,000. So the more value your property get, the more equity you have in your house. So increase your property, equity in your property. So if you decide to sell your house now, you're gonna see an increase in your capital gain, which is a proceed. When we call about proceed, we're talking about the money that the title company gave you after you sell your property. This is proceed or capital gain. This is a great thing for you sellers. You need to know all these things, sellers market. So now if you decide to sell your house, your property, you cannot just rush to sell your property. You need to do a self-assessment. The self-assessment will help you to understand your personal situation. your family situation. You need to do a self-assessment. And then there's a big question you need to ask yourself is, why do I decide to sell my property? You need to ask yourself that question now, why you decide to sell your property. Because the answer to that question will help you make the right decision and will also affect the amount of time you're going to spend in the market to sell your property. It's also affecting the amount of money that comes into your pocket after selling. So are you selling because you have a new job and you move into a new territory? So it's important to know this answer. Are you selling because you have financial reason? You're facing a financial hardship? I'm going to tell you that upfront. At this moment, it's not always a good reason to sell your property because you're facing financial hardship. And it's a tough moment we're dealing with. But guess what? There's so many programs available for you there, sales. So many programs in your city, so many programs in your county, so many programs in the state, and there's also federal program available for you in order not to sell your property because you're facing financial hardship. I have people calling me because they want to sell their property, they're facing financial hardship. And I have to tell them that upfront, use this program. Because if you use this program, this government program, the cities, the county program, you will not have to sell your property. And I know many of them, and I advise, and I give them the referrals. You do not have to sell your property at this moment because of financial hardship. And understand that there are a lot of opportunist people, they're gonna take advantage of that because they know you're facing financial hardship. They look at the county, they know your record. They're gonna contact you, offer you money to sell your property. Don't do that. Not because you're facing financial hardship. You need to talk to financial advisor, to talk to a real estate agent who have experience, and they will help you. These people will help you make the right decision. Are you selling because of personal reason, such as divorce? Understand divorce is hard. Separation is hard. When I was a child, I was a victim of that. So that's not always a reason to sell your property because of divorce. Most of the time, when you decide to sell your property because of divorce, you end up to be the big loser. And your family lose a lot. You don't want that. So it's always good, before you make that decision, to talk to an advisor, to talk to a good real estate professional who have compassion, who can put himself in your place or herself in your place, in your situation. Divorce is not always a good reason to sell your piece of real estate. Don't rush. 2 years ago, I was in that situation. I was in a situation to help a seller facing divorce. And I have to tell them up front, don't sell. Do not sell. You're going to be the big loser. Understand that. That doesn't mean all divorce, you don't have to sell your property for all divorce. No, that's not what I mean. But most of the time, it's not always a good decision to sell your property because of this situation. Are you selling because you move into a better area? Is a great one. This part you have to pay attention. You selling your property. How much equity you have in your property? Do you plan to use the proceeds, the money you receive from the sale, to invest that in the property you're gonna live in that new area? And how's your income now? How's your situation now? So you have to ask yourself that question is very important. And I just received a listing where the young couple want to move to a new area. So I have to do all this assessment with them. Then finally, we decide to list the property. But I've been in a situation where I have to tell them, don't sell. You cannot buy property in the area you want to buy now. It's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be a good move. So you need to do a self-assessment. Really understand your situation. Understand whatever situation you find yourself. your goal of selling should be and must be to sell your property for the highest and best amount possible. That should be your goal. But understand that, my friends, in order to achieve that goal, there are things that you need to do, things that need to be done to achieve that goal. One of the great things you need to do, you need to increase your home marketability. What do I mean by that? You need to expose your property to the most amount of buyers possible. At this moment, you must be able to expose your property to people around the world, all countries. If you use the means that are available for you at this moment, you need to do some repairs. You might need to do some repairs in your property. Do some improvements. The improvement would add more value to your property. You also need to avoid over improvement because this is a waste of money. I have sellers that tell me they're gonna do this. I say, no, don't do that. It's a waste of money. This is what you need to do for me to get the value I need for your property, the value I'm gonna sell your property for. Understand that. Don't do over improvement. You do not have to do that. This is a waste of money. You also need to organize your home. Do not make your home too crowded with extra belongings. Sometimes you might need to rent a U-Haul and then put stuff in the U-Haul, you know, and then leave your home clear so that when the buyers come, they can see this is where I'm going to put my pictures. This is where I'm going to put my bedroom. This is where I'm going to put my sofa. This is where I'm going to put my dining room. This is where I'm going to do all this thing. You need to leave your home in a situation where buyers going to like it. Buyers going to say, this is my home. This is what I need to do with my home. But if it's too crowded, you won't be able to do that. Now, a question I received from a seller last time, he asked me that question. And his wife asked me the same question. Do I have to use a realtor or a broker to sell my property? And the answer I gave them, no, you do not have to do that. You do not have to use an agent to sell your property. You have 3 options to sell your property. You can sell your property to Facebook, what we call it, for sale by owner. You put a sign in front of your house, and then if you're a high-tech guy, you go to the marketing, you know, internet, you put your property outside, you know, so that people go online, they see your property. And then you also have to do with the legal stuff too, because you need to understand the purchase contract. You also have to do that too. You need to understand that, the purchase contract, because it can go against you, it can go on your advantage. You need to understand that too. You have to do all this thing. You have to deal with the title company. You have to do all this thing, you know. You can sell your property to Facebook. But guess what? The advantage of Facebook, you do not pay a commission because you did not hire a realtor, a broker. You do not pay a commission. But the disadvantage of it, you lose money. You lose money because the place where you can sell your property with the most amount of money, with the highest price per possible, is the MLS. You will not be able to put your property in the MLS. As a matter of fact, when you pay an agent to put your property in the MLS, all you do, you just add his commission on your price you want, or the price you see that's your property worth. So you do not have to pay a realtor. You can sell your property to Facebook, but guess what? You lose money. Another way you can sell your property is directly to an investor. You might see that. The investor come, offer you cash in 3-4 days, and then they get your key, they purchase your property. This is the worst way to sell your property. You lose thousands of dollars. The investors is not your mommy, is not daddy. These people, mommy, daddy, they're there to protect your asset. But investors are not there to protect your equity. They see equity in your property. They do their due diligence. They review the county's website. They see you have equity in your property, and then they come offer you money to get your equity. So you lose thousands of dollars by using directly an investor to sell your property. That you might face financial situation. You want to sell quickly, but you still can sell in the MLS. Get the most out of your property, most money to your pocket. Don't do that. Don't sell your property to investors. You lose money. Another way you can sell your property is through an agent, with your broker. You might see my picture there. So I'm doing advertisement, right, guys? You sell more property to a broker like me. So what the disadvantage of that? You pay a commission. Yeah, you pay a commission, but understand, the broker put your property in the MLS, multiple listings. And these are the only professionals that can put your property in the MLS, realtors or brokers. They are the only one that qualify to do that. And this is the only place you can sell your property for the highest price possible. So don't worry about the commission. Worry about the amount of money you can sell your property, the amount of money that can come to your pocket. If you use this one, you're going to have less amount of money come to your pocket. If you use an investor, you're going to have you're going to lose much more than this one, than Facebook. But if you use the MLS, use an agent, you're going to get the most. You're going to sell your property for the highest price possible. That me, I'm an investor also. I sell my properties, but I never use Facebook. I never sell my properties to direct investors. I sell my property to the MLS. I don't mind paying a commission to a broker, to a realtor. I do that because I know this is where I'm going to make the most. This is where I'm going to get the most to my pocket. This is where I'm going to get the highest proceed from the sale. So I do that. So I advise you to do that too, guys. Use an agent. You don't have to use me. Use an agent to sell your property. Okay? So pricing your property. You need to price your property right. It's very important. So if you use an agent, you need to ask your agent to do a CMA, which is a comparative market analysis. If you're an investor or you are a bank, you need to ask the agent to do a BPO for you, which is a broker price opinion. They need to do that for you. So it's gonna give you a scientific idea about how much your property will be worth and how much you can sell your property to get the most for the highest price possible. When you price your property right, it will help you save money and time. You need to do that, guys. So when you sell your property, after you sell your property, the title company gonna tell you, Mr. X, Mr. Dunn, Mr. Z, you have something. How you want me to do it? Do you want me to do a wire transfer to your account, or you want me to give you a check? And then that check is your proceed from the sale. Is your proceed from the sale. This is the money that you receive from the sale. You need to understand that it might be taxable. It might be taxable. You need to understand that. But understand the point. This is very important, this information I'm giving you. Per current tax law, if the property you are selling is your primary house, that's been your primary residence, and then you've been living in the property for at least 2 years, during the last 5 years up to the date of the sale, you do not have to pay taxes. If the money that you receive from the sale is up to $250,000 profit, not the sale price, the money that go to your pocket is up to $250,000. If you are single, you do not have to pay taxes. The good thing of married couple. If you are married, that's why I hate the divorce also. If you are married, right, you do not have to pay taxes. If the proceeds you receive is up to $500,000. I'm not talking about the sale price, no. The money that go to your pocket is for up to $500,000. You don't pay taxes. if you file jointly. But remember, that property must be your primary home. You must be living in that property for at least 2 years within the last 5 years up to the date of the sale. You don't pay taxes. If the money that go to your pocket is that amount, you don't pay taxes. So always remember, you always need to consult your tax professional after the sale. Because these people, they know all the loopholes. They know they know the system entirely. They will help you save big. I'm not a tax professional. You need to consult these people. So I think this video helped you a lot. Consult your agent if you want to sell your property. For all your real estate needs, remember to call me, Ronald Pointe-Dujour, or to email me. This is my email address. Or call me at 954-461-4754. So the next video is gonna be for you, the investors. Are you involved in fix and flipping? Or do you want to be involved in fixing and flipping? The next video you need to watch it. Fix and flipping and make big thousands. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again. That was a Ronald Pointe-Dujour, Mr. Ron Realty Talk, and I hope you have a nice moment, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.